Thank you for taking the time to click on this video and hear what I have to say. I just wanted to make this video because I've been seeing a couple of things, and a couple of points that I want to touch on in this video are Ouija boards, magic, and basically making a choice in life as to who you're going to serve. So first of all, I'm going to touch on the Ouija boards. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about the spiritual world, um, there's a natural world, which is this world, and then there is the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, there's angels, which operate and do things for heaven. There are demons, which come from hell and do things for the devil. Demons and angels, they're both spirits. And demons, they enter people and they wreak havoc. What people may not realize, what people may think are their emotions, are not their emotions. It may be that a demon is influencing those emotions. Say, you lay down at night and like a spirit of fear comes over you, or torment, like you're tormented about, perhaps you watched a scary movie and you're just being tormented. Those are some things that demons do, and that's how you know that a demon has entered through a door that you have opened. Or doors can be opened through certain actions, such as watching horror movies, reading ungodly things, watching ungodly shows that are like blasphemous, or shows that are not helpful toward growing in God, but more appeasing to your flesh. Also, if you did not know, we are three things. We are flesh. This is our flesh. In us is our spirit and our soul. And what we do each day determines which way we're going to act. Say you wake up and you pray to God, help me to control my emotions. I give you my mind, my thoughts, and you put on your armor of God. Then that day you are more apt to do or act out in a more godly way. Say somebody cusses you out or somebody angers you, you're more apt to, not react back and silently say, God, help them with their day and help me not to react to them. That's how you are when you feed your spirit. Now, if you wake up and you feed your flesh, such as, you don't pray, you go and turn on some ungodly music, say some Kanye West or some Taylor Swift, you're feeding your flesh. And you're more apt to act out of your flesh, your emotions. So somebody cusses you out, you cuss right back at them. You yell at them, and you just act a 100% fool because you didn't feed your spirit. You fed your flesh. So it is very important that you on the daily feed your spirit so that you can please God by your actions when situations that don't go your way arise. In case you didn't know what a Ouija board is, it's a board where there's letters and numbers on there, and there's a square indicator. It's moved, or during a seance, people ask questions. They put their hand on the Ouija board and they feel a spirit move their hand to certain parts of the board. In essence, the board answers whatever question you have for it during a seance. So The part that you don't see about Ouija boards, the reason why they shouldn't be used, one, a Christian or anyone, they shouldn't be using Ouija boards because that is a gateway for demons to come into your house. How do I know? When I was young, my mom had a friend. She was a mother, single mother, living in her house. She messed with a Ouija board one night, and she called my mom crying, and um, the demons that had come up off that board were choking her child. My mother had to say over the phone a prayer to get the demons out of her house. Ouija boards are by no way, they're not fun. It's not a game. It's 1000% real. So it's not just some kind of board game you want to play with your friends, or really they should be banned. They should not be used. And so they're not a game. They're not something you should be playing with. And number two, you should see the world in black or white. God or the devil. And the devil uses witchcraft and magic with God. Please tell me where in the Bible where God uses magic. He doesn't. So if your choice is to choose God, you shouldn't be playing with magic. You shouldn't be doing seances. You shouldn't be watching Harry Potter, which is full of witchcraft. You shouldn't be watching Twilight, which is full of demons, werewolves, vampires. That's all from hell. That's has nothing to do with God. So if your decision is to serve God, you shouldn't be playing with these things. You shouldn't be watching these things. You shouldn't be reading these things. There's also a spirit called the Leviathan. So whereas you may have never watched the Twilight, you may have never watched Harry Potter, but you did read it, there is a demon called the Leviathan. It's like a snake, and it can get in also through reading pornographic things, or things not of God that's taking your imagination places it should not be, and making you do things you should not be doing. So feeding your spirit is really important. You may ask, how do I feed my spirit? You can do that through the Bible. And what can help you, stay in the spirit all day is by feeding it with music, gospel music in particular, or Christian music as well. Anything talking about God. So you're meditating on God and not listening to worldly music, which has you meditating on money, sex, women, men, punching people. So it's like that. You're either feeding your spirit and meditating on God with godly things, or you're feeding your flesh and thinking and doing ungodly things. So every day you have a choice. Who do you want to please? Do you want to please yourself, your flesh, and go the demonic devil way? Or do you want to please God and, be building up your testimony toward going to heaven? So it's your choice. And if you choose to serve God, listening to ungodly music, playing with Ouija boards, filling yourself with Harry Potter and Twilight, these are some of the things you don't want to be doing. These are things you want to be going the other direction from. You don't want to be doing tarot card readings, or anything with witchcraft. In support of not doing witchcraft, first of all, it's a choice, and if you're choosing to serve God, you want to be obedient to God. And one of the things said in the Bible, in Isaiah 8:19, it says, when someone tells you to consult mediums and spiritualists who whisper and mutter, should not a people inquire of their God? Why consult the dead on behalf of the living? So, if you have questions, you want to ask God, not consult the devil or demons or familiars on matters of the living. So that's just in support that you should not be messing with witchcraft or, things of the devil. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you are leaving with some clear information. To summarize everything that I've said, I am saying that you should not be doing witchcraft if you choose to serve God, you should not be reading Harry Potter, you should not be watching Harry Potter, you should not be reading nor watching Twilight, you should not be playing with Ouija boards, you should not be dabbling in any kind of witchcraft, tarot cards, fortune telling. These are all things of the devil, and if you choose to serve God, then you should have no part of those devilish acts or influences. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a blessed day.